Hello, my name's Mr. Skeen. So I'm a teacher at Churchill Academy, and many of you will know that I'm also a parent as well. So I'm in quite a unique position of actually sort of seeing the issues and the good bits and the bad bits of the sort of closure timetable from both sides. So I thought it was a good idea maybe if I sort of just try and give you a few ideas of maybe how we can help our children in this process. Um, I've logged into Insight. You'll notice a couple of things kind of covered up as we go through. Okay, um, so I've logged into Insight as a parent. Okay, so not as a member of staff, as a parent. So you'll be able to access exactly everything that I do. So if I look at this to begin with, I'm only going to show you two things from Insight, okay? And my first top tip for you is how to help them is make sure that you know their timetable, right? So if you go to General, look, and you can just go and click on their timetable, so you can see exactly what their timetable is. Because as teachers, what we're trying to do is we're trying to keep their day as normal as possible. So we want to be able to set them. If you can see there, look, they've got on that particular Monday, it's got PE, music, science, history, English. So therefore, on that Monday, that's what his lessons are going to be. This is all about just trying to keep the routine as normal as possible. So we can see that those bits there. So what I would suggest that you do is print that off so you know what work you're expecting for that particular lesson. So the next thing that we'll have a quick look at is obviously people saying, well, okay, so what's the work? What have we got to go and do? So again, if we look under general, if you look under closure work, and in closure work, you'll get the stuff that's been put on to Insight for us from the teachers. Now, like myself, and as a teacher, I'm now putting most of my work actually on Google Classroom. So that's obviously another issue within itself because I speaking to a couple of parents the other day, and they were saying, well, it's difficult because I can't see what's on Google Classroom. I don't know kind of exactly what work they've got to go and do. So obviously you get an overview here, and again as teachers we're trying to kind of tick this stuff off as we kind of go through. But you can filter stuff, subject, status, issue date, etc. But let's have a look at Google Classroom. Okay, so here's Google Classroom from a student point of view. All right, so and obviously you won't be able to log into this yourself, but then ask your children to show you, so you can have a look at this with them. And I do appreciate that in households, not everybody's can have lots and lots of laptops, so that's clearly that's a bit of an issue, and obviously you've got to kind of manage that. But although you need a laptop or you can view stuff on a mobile, because there is a mobile app for Google Classroom, so you should be able to see stuff on there. But generally, you only quite often just need to see what the work is, and like I said, it's working from here. So this is the best screen to work from. And if we look on here, if you ever need to get back to this screen, up on the left hand side here, it's just classes. Okay, there's loads of other features on here, and I'm only going to show you a few things. Now, over on the right hand side, we're actually going to join a class. Okay, I'm going to use that as a bit of an example. So what will happen is that your teacher would have sent them a code to join the class. So I'm just joining our class here. Okay, so there was a code. There we go. So I'm going to join. So hopefully this only takes a few seconds. There we go. So I've been very original with my naming of groups there. Test class. Great. Right. So I'm going to go back to that first screen. Okay. So I always like to work from there. And we can see here, no, there's some stuff that suddenly popped up in here and it wasn't in here. Well, that's actually giving you a live stream of stuff that's due. So that's a really good way of seeing what work is actually is due. So if you look in here, right, so obviously there's some tasks. I could go and just click on that task and go straight to it. I'm going to go and click on the test class. I like to do it from here. I like to go through this bit here, classwork, myself. This will take you to exactly the same route as if I'd have just gone through, sorry, if I'd have just gone and clicked on this here. Okay, if I'd just gone and clicked on the actual task itself. But I like to go through here because then I can see like all the lessons that have actually been set. So if we go and click on this one here, it's saying it's due tomorrow. Okay, just there. So it was set on Friday. So really, I was saying about routines. Yes, my advice would be trying to sort of stick as close as you can to sort of school day. You've got to remember this period of time. It's not a holiday. And it is important to be is best as possible to stick to decent routines. So that means not maybe getting up sort of too late. Obviously, you can have a bit of a lie-in, but it's you should try and sort of stick to the school day. So if I go and look at this, I'm going to go and view the assignment. There we go. So and with a lot of assignments here, they're quite often there might be a couple of YouTube clips. There'll be some questions to go and do. Okay. So I've gone and done the work. There's another question about how much time should be spent doing the work, because sometimes I'm guilty of this. As a teacher, sometimes I put a task on, and actually it's taken it takes quite a bit longer, and you need to have a cut-off time. The lesson's an hour. You're going to spend a bit of time sort of finding out what the work was. It's probably sort of 10-15 minutes finding out what it is, and then this process about uploading it, taking a picture of it. So probably like sort of about 45 minutes really, actually kind of doing the task. And once you get to the end of that time, well, if you haven't finished the whole task, well, maybe that's a good time to sort of stop. That's fine. That's okay. To go and do that. Obviously, sometimes you find yourself finishing a little bit sooner. Obviously, so if it can be a little bit extra, well then that's fine. But we're not expecting somebody to put sort of 2 hours work in on for one lesson a day, because you just can't keep up. All right. So do sort of actually think about the timing there. So we've got here. So we've got this lesson here, right? So let's imagine I've gone off and I've gone and done this work, and I now need to give it to the teacher. Right, the work that I've gone and done. And so I'm going to go and the easiest thing to go and do is to go and like take a little picture of it. So you can be doing it on paper, doing it in your exercise book. So take a picture of it, and then what you're going to do is you're going to come over here. Don't just go and press that mark is done. I've seen this. A number of students have just gone and pressed that mark is done button. And they've gone off, they've gone and done the work, but then I can't see what the work is. So anybody could just go and press that mark is done button. So I'm just going to add something there. So let's go in. Obviously, there's different ways. Probably the most obvious thing that you've probably done is you've probably just got a file. You could just drag it and drop it into place. So if you've got it open somewhere, just drag it over. Or you can just go in, select it from the device that you're working on, assuming it's just sort of saved there somewhere. So let's just go and click on, look, I've just clicked on the one that I want. There you go. Gonna drop it in there. Now the other thing to make sure that you do is press this little upload button. Okay, make sure that you press that. Now like I said, there is a mobile app, and I know quite a lot of students are quite happy about just taking a picture and doing that from here. So okay, I might need to go and put some more images in there. That's fine. I can go in. I can put some more in if I need to, and then when I'm happy, I just go and press hand in, and I hand it in. Make sure that you hand it in. Again, I know some pupils, they like put the stuff there, but then they haven't actually handed in the work. Right? You've got to submit the work, and I've seen that from a few people. Let's say you suddenly change your mind, and you can do this at a later date, but you change your mind, you're not happy with the work, or you've kind of gone away and you sort of thought about it again. They can just unsubmit it. All right, so nice and easy there. All right, so if I go back to our classes, now if you notice on here, the thing that it said was due on the following day, look, it's gone. Right, it's not there anymore. All right. Now let's go and have a little look at maybe just a different topic. So I'm just going to pick on English, okay? And if I go and if I look at the classwork, and I've got there, look, we've got a history going back. Again, lots of sort of sort of parents are wondering, well, what work has actually been done? Well, let me show you something here. Right, if I just go and click on this task here, right, I'm hoping this is going to be a good one. It said it's been handed in. All right, so let's go and have a look. And here we go. Look, all the images are there. So as a parent, you can sit with your children and actually have a look at these. And if I particularly want to, if I want to go and open up an image, don't worry, it won't unsubmit it unless you press the unsubmit button. But you can just go and have a little look at it, right, yourself. It's possible to send a comment to your teacher as well. As a maths teacher, obviously we get sometimes. Pupils will get a little bit sort of stuck on a question, so I quite often get a comment here, and that will pop up straight away as an email to me, so I will be able to see that comment sort of straight away, which is quite handy. Obviously I won't do it here because and I won't unsubmit it because I could get into trouble. But if I go back to classes, that's where I've got a really decent overview. But if you know that English is on a particular day, or if I know history is on a particular day, then just look at it with them. Have a look at the classwork. See what's there. Say, right, okay, well, which bit have you just done today? All right. So, useful tips for you. So I said routines. Okay, so don't let them get up too late. If they're normally getting up at 6:30 in the morning on a school day, well, that's probably a little bit unfair to keep asking them to get up at 6:30. But you can have a little bit later. That's fine, but not midday. They should be up in doing some work. You remember, it's not a holiday, right? We do need to be trying to work and make the most of the situation that we're in at the moment. Print out the timetable. Right, it's well worth going to do that. And again, and I really understand, and teachers really understand that if you with like sometimes you might have a problem with like number of laptops, computers in the house. Okay, that's a difficult one. If it's a problem and you can't get something in, then email the teacher. If it's a problem uploading some work, email the teacher. Just let them know, right? If we know about it, it's not a problem. And also, remember that we're as teachers and obviously as parents, we're finding out as we go with this, and what is good practice as we go through. We certainly don't have all the answers at the moment, but all the teachers I know are working really hard to try and make it as best as possible. And obviously Google Classroom, go on there, have a look with them. Obviously you'll need to do that with them, because you won't be able to log into that yourself. They will log into that. But I mentioned good routines before. Make sure they get out and do some exercise. If it's okay going outside, fantastic. If it's doing some exercise via YouTube, I haven't actually done that myself, but I know a lot of people do it, and that's great. Okay, that works. So I hope you've sort of found some useful sort of things from here, and hopefully we'll be back in school very shortly. I'm no expert there. I am not making any judgment about when we're going to be back, but I certainly hope that we'll be back soon. And so keep safe, and hopefully we will see you all very shortly.